Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is the first post-op or post-surgeries project, and what I've got is this basket. I've had this for I don't know how many years, just basically since I built the house in '86, and I've been having an issue. As you can see, I've been using the coconut fibre. It was filled to the top, and I had some succulents that were overflowing and a few little plants, yeah, bit of potted colour, and the birds have been pecking at the coconut fibre for nesting purposes. So what I did was I put these all around. I've got some bits of wire there that I stuck it to hold it. Then I put some marine rope all around it, and I hung curtain rings. That one's still got its hook. That one's not, the hook's gone. This one, you can see the rope is still works. It was still there. It's now, it disintegrated. The birds were pecking at it. They fell, some of them snapped in half. So it really wasn't a useful way to do it. So over time, I've watched quite a lot of videos on gardening, and unfortunately nobody seems to have these anymore that could give me a hint. All the baskets that they had came with its own coconut fibre liner. I can't get one this size. So I've looked, I've been online. So what I'm going to do now is get all of this fibre out of here, because I want to keep it and reuse it. It'd be a shame to throw it away. So I'm going to pop all of that into that basket, and then I need to put gloves on. I shouldn't be doing this without gloves. I'm going to put all this soil into that wheelbarrow so I can keep it. But what I'll do, instead of just putting all this back in, because it's quite dry, I'm going to mix it with some new soil, put some soil wetter in it, and hopefully it'll look a lot better when it's done. So I'm not going to talk now. You don't need to see me moving my mouth. I'm just going to keep digging this, filling the barrow, and I'm going to speed this one up, okay? My phone is dinging. I better see who it is, just in case it's important. Not that I can see without my glasses on. Oh, that's okay. I can check that later when I've got my glasses on, my reading glasses. Don't know if the wheelbarrow is big enough to put all of this in. Let's see. Well, that works all right. So, what I now need to do is reline it, but I gotta fool the birds. So I'm gonna try something that I did with a small basket. The chain, it was just a basket I picked up, there was no chain with it, the hanging basket. So what I did was attached it to a post, but I put fly screen inside it first as a liner, and then put the coconut fibre. I'm just taking these wire bits off, because I really don't need them now. There's another one. I thought I had more than 3 on there. I had, how many sticks did I have? 4. So there should be 4 wire bits. Oh, I must have taken one off earlier. So what I'm going to do now is, got some fly screen here. I'm going to try and hope there's enough for what I want to do. I've got a funny feeling there's not going to be enough. It's not going to double over. Okay, that is not going to be enough. I need another piece. I wonder, I'll put that way. Now I've got a big gap here. Got a lot here. The idea would be to, once I've got everything in, is fold that back in. So it puts like a cover over the coconut fibre that the birds can't get at it. But I didn't realise. I thought I had a bigger piece. So let me go and have a look in the shed and see if I can find any more. Because I'm sure I had about 3 rolls of this stuff. I'll be back shortly. Oh, that's no good. I thought I had 2 more rolls of this in the shed, but they're not there. I've got a funny feeling I did give them away to somebody when I was doing a clean out. So I'm going to have to go to Bunnings, which means I'm going to have to pack all of this up, get it all back out again and start again when I get back. So I shall see you then. I'm back from Bunnings. I should not be allowed out unsupervised. I got, rolled off the table, instead of getting fly wire, I got weed mat. It's a bigger roll and it was the same price as the fly wire, so I've actually got 10 metres on here. The fly wire was only 2 metres and it's 90 centimetres tall, where the other is only 60 centimetres, so I got a bonus. But while I was wandering around, I had a thought that this might look nice with some fairy lights on it. So I bought a bucket of fairy lights. Now I've got 350. I don't know if that's going to be too many. Looking at the basket now, I probably could have got away with the 100 one. So I don't know whether I should try it, because you're not going to see the lights that are underneath, are you? Although from far away you might. This doesn't want to stay on the table. It'll stay in there for now. Anyway, let's put them on and see how it goes. They're solar ones, and the front does get a fair bit of sun in the morning, but with having this patio over the top, it's in the shade quite early. So what I'm going to do is run the wire up and along and sit it onto the roof of this little patio. And did I bring my scissors out with me? I did. One. Okay. Take the cable ties out of there because I don't need them. I don't think it'll sit flat to work on, unfortunately. And I don't want to put the big stand on here, otherwise I won't be able to reach. So somewhere in here is an end. There's a twist tie holding it all together. One there. I think I can see another one in there. I just can't see where the end of it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Oh, that's not very long, is it, to reach to the roof? Might have to run it across this way, shorter distance. See how we go. Don't tell me there's another twist tie in there. I think there is. Can't find the end of it though. There it is. Good grief. Goodness me. I'm going to do this because it's not going to fit through. It's going to take a lot of threading. There we go. Down here, and maybe if I do it that way up and start about there, this this is going to take forever. I might stop this for now and save battery power on the phone, and I'll come back to you when I've nearly done. You don't want to watch me going through this. This could take me forever unless I get some twist ties to tie it with, which I probably should do. It'd be easier. Okay, I've got the lights on. It doesn't have a long lead length, it's only got a 2 metre lead length. And of course that then is not going to be long enough for me to run up and across to put it on the roof. So I'm hoping that if I just sit it in there, when the sun comes up in the morning, it'll get enough sun to light them tomorrow night. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So I'm going to leave it now because it's probably, I think it's about 5:30, I don't know. Time's got away from me. I'm just leaving this bit loose for now because I've just had to go around and round and round with it. They were so long. But what I did, I've got some thin wire and I've wired the first lot. I went around to, started from one end, well, started from here, went around to here and then back, because there's no point putting lights at the back because nobody's going to see it. Now I'm thinking I should have done, because it would have taken up a few more of the lights. So what I did was, where the vertical met the horizontal, I've wrapped a piece of wire around to hold the lights in place. So that's the easiest way to do that. I'm hoping I can get the rest of it finished tomorrow. It shouldn't take too long now that I've got that bit done. I was thinking what I should have done really was taken all the rust off, painted it and made it look nice, but then that would have made it into a 2-part project, and I just want to get it done and finished and get the plants in so they can get watered, because they're down here on the floor in pots at the moment and they're starting to look a little bit sad. So by tomorrow I should have them all in here and set, ready to go. So we'll see how we go tomorrow, get everything done, and I will see you. It's Saturday evening. I will see you tomorrow, Sunday morning. Hi, welcome back. It's actually Monday. Unfortunately, Sunday got away from me. I had a lot of other things that cropped up. Now, what happened was, on Saturday night, this was all lit up. The batteries in the solar panel usually already got a bit of a charge in them, and I'll stick some photos up so you can have a look. It's a bit over the top. So what I'm gonna have to do is take all of these off, and I did go to Bunnings yesterday and I bought a 100 string, so hopefully that should work better. I do have a garden section over there that I can put these lights around. I think it will be all right over there. It won't be overdone. So as you can see behind me, the sky is really blue. There's not a cloud anywhere to be seen. That's why I've got the sunglasses on, because of the glare. The sun's right here at the moment shining on me. So I'm going to have to go into the patio area, just into the little alcove there, to do this, so I can take the sunglasses off and see what I'm doing. Okay, so I will turn you around. Okay, this is better. Okay, so I've got it on my coffee table, and I'm just going to have to unravel a whole lot. But I think what I might do is, where did I put the, I'm going to have to do it from this side. Okay, it's all getting caught around the legs, so I can't be doing it that way. I'm going to have to I think what I might do is roll them as if I was rolling up a extension cord. Just while I get the bit that this is the bit that I just wrapped around and didn't tie down. I can see this flying off onto the, oh, okay. That's the solar panel. Nope. Okay, I brought myself a little pot to put all the little bits of wire in, because I can use them when I put this on the fence. Oh, goodness me, that wasn't clever. I've now got this tied around the table. Let me lift this. It's got inside itself. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay, that can stay there for now. That's not going to work because it's going to keep tangling it up. So I'm just going to have to do it this way. Spinning wasn't a good idea. Good job it's no wider than this, otherwise I wouldn't be able to reach over to do the other side. Okay, so now I'm at the end. Okay, so this bit, I don't know if you really need to watch me undoing these. I might have to get the pliers to get underneath that, because I can see me poking my fingers with these bits of wire and ending up bleeding everywhere. So there's one off. So as you can see, this is not going to be a quick job. So I'm going to unravel all of this and I will come back afterwards with the short set, and we'll put the short set on and then we can start filling the basket. Now the problem I've got is I'm going to have to wait. I'm not even sure what time it is. I can't wear my watch at the moment. I'm having a reaction to the strap, and let me see, it is 21 minutes past 10. So this whole area here is going to be in the sun for another couple of hours. So once the sun's gone behind and this area is in the shade, then I can start back out here again. My neighbour's waving at me. Okay, so I will see you when I get back. All the lights are now off the basket, but just wanted to show you something. I've got 2 pair of glasses on, and that's for a reason, because now you can see this windowsill. I'm in the way. There's not a lot of sunlight left on it. It's now, and this is why I've got 2 pair, because I can't see through my sunglasses. It's now 10:47. So that sunshine is not going to last very long. And remember, that's where I was going to put the solar panel. Now solar panels usually like to have at least 8 hours sunlight. Certainly not going to be getting that. The sun is now up here. Won't be long before it's over there. You can see down the wall, that's all in the shade. So it won't be long before the shade is over here completely. What I'm going to try and do is see if I can fit the solar panel to this somehow. I don't know whether I can put it on the inside and pack it, hold it in with the matting and everything else, or whether to try and put a hook on the back and hook it onto the wire. At least that way it's going to be in the sun a little bit longer. Other than that, I've got nowhere else I can put this where it's not going to be in the way. And I think it'll look nice looking from the street once it's got all the plants in it. So it won't matter which side I start, and I've decided with the other ones, because that is just that little bit higher, I'll be able to see the lights through my bedroom window. So I thought it might be nice just to go all the way around, and hopefully twice is going to be all it needs. So now to get on with the
100 lights and see how we go from there. And eventually I'll be back out here potting. Okay, so I'm opening these lights. Don't know if you can see, they've actually put silver twist tie. So much easier to find in the lights than that black twist tie on the other set. And remember, I had 3 lots of twist tie on the other set. This one's only got the one that's hidden under all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, I've had a look, that what I could do is put all this together and I should be able to, which way does it go? That way? Pop that in and hold it over like that. And that then will stay secure because I can tie that. Whoops, let's keep it inside the basket. I can tie that then to the wiring. If I put it over a centerpiece, a center vertical, I could tie it in a few places so it'll stay put. So that looks like the way to go. So I'm going to start at the front, and that way I know that it's in the right spot. Not like the last lot when I did it and I put the panel at this side of the basket when I wanted it on that side. So anyway, here we go. I'll come back when the lights are done. You don't want to be watching me do this unless I do it and you... Nah. I could speed it up and show you what I'm doing, I suppose. Let's see how we go. Just something I will show you is when you're tying things down like this, it's always better to do a crisscross so that you're going on both sides of the vertical, and that way, as you can see, when I pull, it doesn't slide. So going on one side, I don't know if you can see, I've wrapped it around that one, and now I'm going to come back and I'm going to go over that side and wrap it around that side of the vertical. That way it won't slide, won't move. Okay. Now this one I didn't tie to the vertical because I knew I was going to come back with this bit. And as you can see, there's the vertical, this one's sliding. I'm going to put a stop to that right now. And to be honest, these little green or plastic coated twist ties are so much easier to use than the ones I made myself, because the wire that I had was a lot thicker than this, which made it difficult to work with. And then we'll go back around the other side of that vertical post and tie it down there. Okay, I threw this in the middle because it was annoying watching it rolling around. So now I'm going to go down the front of that post just a little bit. I can't turn it upside down because the basket is larger circumference than my table. It just sits over the top and then I can't reach. So I think I might come down that to that row, and that way it's not too clumped up. I've left it running, I think. Okay, so I'm now at the end here. I've only got a little bit left. So what I'm going to do is, it won't quite make it to the next one. So I'm just going to use up some real estate. And I'm going to, actually, I don't even know if it will work that way, because it's at the front, isn't it? I don't want to do that. I'm going to do that. Tie it down there. What have I done? Okay, it's a spiral, so it doesn't follow, it's not rings and a ring, it's a spiral, so it's not. So the second row down there is that I've gone round the third, and as it's come back up, I can't work this out. So as you can see, I started down here, I've gone around, I've followed that one all the way around, and it's coming up to here. The bars have got closer and closer together. I think that's the problem. Because that goes back down to there. So I'm going to take it through there and I'm going to bring it back up here. And tie it down with that lot. Okay, that's done. I can't do it now, I'm dripping, absolutely dripping. I have to check what the humidity is today. That's it for now. I can't do any more until that area is in the shade and I can start setting up the basket. So I'll be back probably after lunch. Okay, I got a bit of a problem here today. Okay, yes, when I did the earlier video, I looked a bit confused. I have this little remote control that turns the video camera on and off. Now, the problem is I have to press the button and pair it and then press it again to start the video or start the camera. And I couldn't remember whether I'd actually turned it on or off, because from back here I can't actually see, because of the glare, I can't actually see the buttons properly or the controls very well on the screen. It's actually starting to, now that I'm getting used to the light, it's in and out at the moment. So anyway, that's what the confusion was. And the second point was I actually did the job. When I put the video onto the computer to edit it, there's no sound. And I thought, well, I could do an overlay of just me doing a narration to the video, but it would have looked silly, me standing here talking, and what I say and just a narration is not going to be in sync with my mouth because I'll be using different words. I can't remember word for word what I said. Anyway, this is my second attempt. I'm hoping the receiver I've got the little microphone here, the receiver that plugs into the phone, I didn't realise had gone flat. I have this little charging station, and when I finish doing a video, I should actually take it out, put it straight in here and charge it, and I haven't today. I've been leaving it out on the desk, and it serves me right. So as you can see, I've attached the solar panel. I've got all this spare cabling which I'm going to now wrap around so it doesn't get in the way. Pop it in there. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that on the stand for now. Now the issue I had was, and I'll do this little bit again because it was interesting information and I want to keep it in there. For anybody who's done dressmaking and has made, you know, the full circle skirts, they'll know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who've never made one and would like to attempt it, it's so easy. But you need a square of material. Now, this roll is only 90 centimetres wide. And if I make my triangle, and this is how you do it with every circle skirt you make a triangle, and then you bring it back, and now make sure you keep that point, don't let it go that way, keep it in a point, bring it down to this side, and that is how you start off a full circle skirt. Now if I were to put that in the basket, that's how deep it is. It's not deep enough for what I need because it needs to go in the basket, and then when I've put the coconut fibre in, it needs to fold over to the top and sit back inside so that the coconut fibre is completely protected from any birds pecking at it. So a tip for those of you that want to make a full circle skirt, dead easy. Measure your waist, divide it by 4 because you've got 4 pieces now. Measure from here down to, say it's 4 centimetres, 16, nah, got a bigger waist than that. Let's do it. All right, I've got a 20 centimetre waist. Divide by 4 is 5 centimetres. So from the point, measure down 5 centimetres, put a pin. Now when I do this, I like to run a whole row of pins basically touching each other so I've got the exact line. And you take your tape measure, 5 centimetres, 5 centimetres, so you're doing it in an arc. The problem I've got, I need a much bigger circle. Because this is 90 centimetres wide, I'm going to have to cut another piece so it's side by side to make it bigger. And you can do this with material as well. If your material's not wide enough, cut some more material. But remember, that's 90. If I were to put another piece on the side, that's going to make that 1.8 centimetres. So I'm going to need to cut a length 1.8 centimetres long, and then cut a second length 1.8 centimetres long, which is what I did. Unfortunately, you're not going to get to see me do it now, but I can show you the finished product. And hopefully the microphone will last. I should be able to tell. I've got a green light on there and I've got a green light on there, so I think it's working. So what I have, this is the piece that I cut off. Now I want to show you this because this is important. I don't want you to panic. I had to tape my two pieces together, and what I did to make it was easy to use, I've actually overlapped it, so it's not quite 1.8 meters wide anymore. And because it's not quite 1.8 meters wide anymore, this is turning into a bit of a mess. I had a lot of material left over, and the ends, the bottoms didn't match. If you get your point there, let me get all my pieces in order. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. They're sticking to the tape, that's what the problem is. So you can see that that piece is thinner than that piece, and that piece and that piece. That's because, remember, it was 1.8 long, but because I'd put a overlap about that wide, it wasn't now 1.8 meters wide. So if you get odd material left, that's normal, as long as you've got enough to get your circle. Now I'll fold this back up again because something I didn't show you with the other smaller one. To get the bottom of your, if you're making a skirt or if you're making a full circle of anything, like, to get the length of your skirt, you still measure from the point. So before you cut your waist out, and circle where your waist is going to go, in a bit of a pickle there. Say you want your skirt to be, what would be a good length? There. So a skirt would be about there to there. Actually a bit longer because remember you're going to put all your petticoats underneath. So that's, say 500, which is 20 inches. That's how long you want it. You've got to measure from the point down. Now I actually measured mine 80 centimetres. So you measure 80 centimetres from there, down to there, down to there, and put a row of pins so that you get that circle shape. And then there is your circle. And picture that with a hole in the middle. Stick that and make a waistband. Put your waistband around it, it will gather in, which will help with the folds to make it a nice flowing skirt. And put your hem on. Now you can make the waistband as same width and put elastic in it if you wish. The ones I made, I actually made a longer waistband so it plopped over, and I made a slit down the side as well, so it was easier to get into when you got big hips. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm doing it on here because to do it on the stand I'm going to be bent over and I'll end up with backache. Now I'm putting the tape that I used inside so that you don't see it when I fold it over the coconut fibre. So that goes in to the bottom, it all hangs over the sides as you can see. I'm going to pull it back this way a bit. What I should do, if you're going to do this, it's better to keep it folded in your 4 layers. Pop your centre your triangle in the middle of your basket and then just open the folds, and then you know you've got it exactly even all the way around. That looks like it'll do. The tape I've used, this is a cloth tape from the hardware store. Let me see. It's Stylus Tape International. So it doesn't really tell you what it is made of, but it feels like a cloth. All right, so that's that in. And then we're going to pop this, the old bit of coconut fibre that survived the birds, and that sits in there. Now with this, I'm going to have to put that back in its place because now I've got to put some weight in it, and once I put weight in it, I'm not going to be able to lift it and carry it. So what I'm doing, I'm not just going to fill that whole thing with dirt and put plants in. I've done that before and I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work very well. So what I've decided to do is put pots in, and each pot will have its own plant. So that plant then is not fighting with other plants for space and getting roots entangled, because I think that is probably what's causing the issue in the basket, is the roots are intermingling with each other and it's not doing them any good. I'm going to keep checking on this. All right, I've still got sound. And one good thing is it's now overcast. Right, I'm going to bring you back over here. You can see, now that's on an angle. Does it matter that it's on an angle? I think I might level it up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to put on some gloves because I'm now going to, that old soil that I took out is going to go on the bottom because it's not really going to be used for anything other than height and weight for this. I really do need a bigger scoop, don't I? I could do with a big shovel. I can't do that. This hand is now starting to hurt. Let me see. I've got down here, there's a little bucket. It might be a better scoop. Be able to get more with this. That's better. Won't take as long to fill it. Okay, now I'm going to bring the camera over and show you. I really should have another camera, shouldn't I? Then I can show you what I'm doing. I wonder. What I might do is just take a photo. Take a photo with the other phone and then I can pop the photo up. That'd be easier. Okay. Now I've got to check that is the wrong way around before it gets too heavy. I remember to put the solar panel at the front. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a brick at the back. A brick at this side and a brick at that side. That's not quite going to fit that well, is it? And then will that one fit in the middle between those two? So I've put those in. Now what's going to happen there now is pots. I should have got all of this out. Okay. I should have got all of this out ready earlier. That's perfect. It's just above the height of the basket. I'll show you in a minute. That's what I need to do now is fill in between the bricks. Okay, so now I've put that in. Again, I'll show you the photo. That actually gives me a level surface to put the pots on. I'm going to take the labels off. Now, I'm not sealing these pots, nor painting them, because you're really not going to see them anyway in amongst the plants. I've actually got a chart that I found online. I'll add that in. I can't think where it was, off a Facebook group. So I'll show you I'll put the chart up for you to have a look at. But I will put a link to the Facebook page, the group page that I got it from. They've got a lot of interesting information for gardening. I'm not doing too well getting these labels off so they can stay there and rot in the weather. I might put one at the back, or will I do, try that, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Oh, that one's a bit high up, isn't it? I don't think it matters. Let me put some more dirt underneath this one. That'll just lift that one up a little bit higher. That's what you get for trying to put a square peg in a round hole. I'm putting a rectangular brick in a circular basket. And they don't actually sit right. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do for that one, that'll do for that one. All right, so there's my 4 pots for the back. And I should have really brought them all out earlier, but here we go. Another trip to the patio, or the carport. And then at the front, I've got shorter pots, which you'll see why. Now, I'm not setting these in yet because I've got to build up the coconut fibre. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit 4 in there. I might only be able to get 3 in. All right, we'll see. So now what I'm going to do, you're probably thinking, what a mess, but if it works, it's worth the mess. What I'm going to do now is fill in the gaps between the pots. And this is why I need this to come over, because this all being stuck out where the birds can get at it, now I don't want to be putting it in, I was going to put it in the centre as well around the pots, but I don't know that that's going to be a good idea because that then will attract the birds. So I'm just doing around the edge to help keep these pots still, and then I'll just fill up the rest of the gaps with that dirt. And then the pots will just have the new potting mix in them. Okay, so that's done that. Now for getting this all tucked back in behind it, I'm going to start at the back and I'm just going to do it one pot at a time. And that way I can make sure it's completely covered. Whoops. What I'm doing, I'll take a photo of this as well so you can see, I'm actually folding it over and then laying it flat so the pot actually sits on it. And that then should stop any birds trying to get in. I don't know if this coconut fibre has a specific scent to it, but you never know. The birds decide that they want to have a feast or build a nest. That's a shame because I did want to put 4 this size in. I wonder if I put one at the, so even if I put one at the back that's tall, it's still not going to help. But I might still lift this one up. They give it a bit more height behind the other ones. Now, instead of having my back to you, I will go around this side. That one out a bit. I can't remember how I did it. There we go. Now I want to lift that one up, don't I? That's what I wanted to do, lift that one up, so I'll give that a bit more soil in the middle. I need to pop some soil down in between these as well, and down behind there and there, which I'll get to shortly. So if I put that then in there and get it under that one, it just, no, it's not lifted it any higher than that one, has it? Can I? Nope, not working. I need to get this one the same height as that one and then lift that one up higher still. There we go. That one's better. It's a little bit higher than that and a little bit lower than that. All right, so I'm not going to get as many plants in as I thought I would, but that's okay. I might be able to put some in between and that will fill the area up. Two. One. I think I'm going to have to use this because it's getting too hard to... It's all falling in the pots. Just about there, I think. Getting it in between, filling all the gaps. I think the humidity's going up. I'm really dripping now. Okay, so that's all done. Let's get some of it, get the majority out of the pot. I don't want to move the pots now because I don't want to disturb the spot where they sit. All right, so that's that bit done. Still green. So now what I need is the actual real potting mix. So I'm going to take some of this stuff away because I don't need it. I've got more coconut fibre than I really needed, but I can do some more baskets, that's not a problem. Oh, so you can never have too much of anything, you can always have too less. Alright, so this is what it now looks like inside the basket. Whoops. Get rid of this. Oh, I didn't bring the other pot, did I? And a bag of potting mix. Now, I'm going to have to drag this table closer so I don't waste anything. Now, question is, what is going to go where? Because not only have I got plants, I also have a stack of bulbs. I'm going to pop some in these pots, and then when I do the garden up the top behind where I am at the moment, or behind the camera in front facing me, I'm going to put the rest in there, so that'll be all bulbs. Either that, or I might put them further down in the garden under. I won't put them actually under the frangipani, but I've got a big area at the back end of that I could put them in. So what I'm going to do first is just put a little bit of potting mix in each pot. It's not going to stand up. Nope, it's not going to stand up. I'm going to have to put it down there. Okay. That's annoying. I was hoping I could get it to stand on the table. Now this actually comes with everything in it. So it's got food in it, it's got soil wetter in it. So I don't need to add anything to this. It's really nice looking potting mix. A bit in the bottom. Two. Ouch. All right, so what I need to do is I need to check and see how deep. 12 centimetres I've got to plant those, and the irises 10 to 15, no, 50 to 90. I don't know that that's going to work. 90 centimetres, they're going to have to go in the ground. Nah, we'll try some in the pot and see. Let's see what we've got. That's 20. I'm not putting them in there. Is it centimetres or millimetres? 50 to 90. Well, that's not good. This one's planting depth. That's interesting. These only need to go 12 centimetres. 15 centimetres. They go in 10 centimetres. They're the snowdrops. And the bluebells go in 20 centimetres. So, what I might do is I could put the daffodils in with that, the irises in with that, and then something at the back in the middle. I'm going to put the Hoya. All right, so open this up. Gloves on. Okay, so the first plant going in is this purple one, and this is called Evening Star. Or Calabracoa hybrid. And that is going to go in which side? Another neighbour. Actually, it's the other neighbour's husband. He's just come home from work. The one that I waved to earlier today. Okay, now that looks like it's going to take up a whole heap of that pot. I'm not going to be able to put any bulbs in with it. Oh, it's lost a piece. So I was thinking what I could do is put bulbs and then the bulbs would come up, but that's not going to happen, so that's all right. It's a dead piece. And then this one on the other side, the same, is called Holy Moly. They're looking a bit sad because they need watering, but I thought there's no point watering them before I put them in. Let me just tease the roots out. Oh, look at that. Don't know where that came from, but little white snail. Just tease the roots so that they take off on their own. So put them in there, and then should I put these in behind? That's a double. 2, 3. That's a double. Can I find another double? All right, there's a double. So they've got to go 12 centimetres in the pot. Which is there. So I need a fair bit of, and they have to go 10 to 15. So they could be about the same. Two. Is that about right? That's about right. One. Two. Up there, and then I'm going to put some, I don't know if I could put them in with it or not. I don't think I will. I'm not going to waste those. These are the wrong bluebells. These are the Spanish ones. So these are more of a purple than a blue. So they're paler. Come on, last one. Thank you. 2, 4. It says, oh no, that one's got 7 bulbs in it. The other pack's got 6. All right, so pop those in around that. Make sure I'm putting them in the right way. That one. That one. I don't know about that one. That one's a weird one. That's a really weird one. We'll put it in and see what happens. See. See, that's the weird part, because that looks like the bit where the shoot comes out, and that looks like it should be the roots. I don't know. That's weird. I'll pop that one in and see what happens. I'll put it in that way up. It's a weird shaped bulb, unfortunately. All right, so I'll show you what they look like. Am I still green? I'm still green. Okay, and now we'll fill that back up again to the top. Actually, before I do that, I want to see where those bulbs are sat, because will that fit inside the pot? Because I don't want to pierce it. It needs to go to the back. I think that's going to have to go in behind. All right, that's going to have to go in behind. Okay, that's not going to work. I was going to put that in the pot because I'm going to put a plant in on top of those, but it's going to be a creeper. So they will grow through it. I'll finish that off afterwards. What I've got to do now is how deep are these little pots? So I can put some in there, and what I'm going to do is use the proper bluebells. So these bulbs are bigger than the others. These are more like your English bluebell. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. It looks like a shriveled up one. Not much good. And then I'm going to put the snowdrops in. I'll put 2 in each again. Because I do want to keep them for out in the garden as well. Now, that's not that one, that's this one. How deep do they have to go? 10 centimetres, so that's the right size. There's a lot of doubles in here. I might only be putting 1 each pot, I think, because they get quite a lot of foliage. All right, so that's them done. But what I do want to do with those is I want to put, so that's a bit skewy, isn't it? Do you know what? I'm going to move this one because it needs to be more over this side. That in the middle, this over the side. And that in the middle. That looks better. That looks better. And then what I was going to do was pop some plants in on top of them, but I don't know if that's going to work. We'll see. Let's see. So I really want a lot of colour in here. So I've bought things that have got colour. I'm thinking what I might have to do is take all the soil away from around it and then just top it back up with the soil. All right, so this one here has a lot of pink flowers on it. Is a Carnation Kahori. I'll take photos of these so you can see the actual labels later. So these tolerate full sun, but I don't know if it needs to be in full sun all day, which it's not going to get here, as you've seen, as I've been doing this basket. And it comes with its own weeds, which I've just pulled out, so hopefully there won't be any more. And I'm going to sit that in the middle of that. I might, and I want it on the there. That one can sit there. And then I've got this one, which is an Ajuga Burgundy Glow. Now I'm not sure how tall, so that's a ground cover. This one might be better than that one. So this one's Viola, so I'll put that on this side. And then I've got this one, and that one grows tall as well. Looks like I'm going to be having two purples. In the front. That one, move that bulb over, and that bulb in there. Trying to make sure the bulbs are free to grow as well. That one's all falling apart. Okay. That's different, isn't it? Okay. So this one. All right, this one is Prassia puberula. Don't know what that one is. So I'll again take pictures of the labels. Or I might just do a separate video, and then I could put at the end of this video, I'll just put some images up so you can see. All right, so now I'm going to top those up. And I've got two more plants, which I think, I'm wondering if I can put actually in here, because they are ground covers. Oh, I've got three. I've got another one hiding in here. That's the white version of the purple one. Wonder if maybe I should put the white one in here, because I've already got a lot of purple, haven't I? Let's put the white one in here. And then I'll use the purple one in another pot somewhere else. And I forgot to put my gloves back on. Great, well done, George. Two. These two can go in other pots later. Okay. So, that's all that bit done. Now, what I've got this for is, like I said, I've got a Hoya growing out the back. You've probably seen when I've done outdoor videos, and I've taken a piece off it. I've got it sitting in water at the moment so that I can hopefully get it growing, and then I can put it in here. I thought it would be nice to have the Hoya growing up here. That's not very sturdy, is it? Would it be better poked in there? Because I've still got to put more soil in here anyway. And then what I can do is grow the Hoya. No, so that's not going to be any good. I might have to put some stakes and hold it, because it's not really very sturdy. It hasn't got space, and if I put it in front, you're not going to see the plants that are behind. I might see if I can get something. So that's going to poke through the coir if I'm not careful, and through the matting. Unless I can bring that further forward. Bring that a bit further forward. It's gone on that side. Because once it gets the weight of the Hoya on it, it's going to fall over, isn't it? Might not work too well. I might have to train the Hoya. I'll see. I'll work something else out when we've got a bit more time. Anyway, that's the basket done. So what I will do is tonight, once it's dark, I'll come out and take a photo. And you can see it all lit up. Okay, that one's done. Do the other two big ones. I think what I might do is pop that one there. Say this one. This one's a Dichondra silver foils. I'm going to pop that just in this gap here because that will flow over here. just need to tease it down a bit because I don't have a deep enough hole for it to go in. Whoops, lost half of it into the other pot. There we go. And then put some at the front, and I've done it again without my gloves. For those of you that have been watching me for a while, you've probably realised I'm not a very organised person, but hey, I'm on a permanent holiday. I'm retired, so I have all the time in the world to do what I want. Oh, goodness me, why is that doing that? Alright, so that's that one, and I'm just wondering whether, you know, I might put that in another pot, and I might put that in another pot. I don't think it will fit in here. There's not enough gap between these other pots now. Don't know if you can see, I've just covered the solar panel and the lights are coming on. I love fairy lights. You will get used to seeing fairy lights on lots of things. Not just fairy lights, I just like lights everywhere. I'm going to throw some of this good stuff now in between the pots so that these things that are going to grow. Do you know what's missing that I didn't get? I wanted some succulents, like string of pearls and that kind of thing. I might see if I can get some cuttings of friends that have them, and those I can just poke in between, because once you've got one piece in there they go crazy. So having the good soil on the top will definitely help. Whoops, I thought that was me falling over then, it was the bag. When you suffer from Meniere's disease, the slightest little wobble, you worry, is this going to be a episode? But luckily it was just the bag moving. Pop some more in there. There are quite a lot of gaps that need filling. It's actually easier doing this without gloves because at least I can feel where things are going. With gloves on you can't feel it as well. Let's try with the bag down here and it's all back. That's where I should have put it in the first place, up against the wall, so it wouldn't fall over. So, Now I need you all to keep your fingers crossed that this actually grows now that I've got them in pots, because everything I've done in there before just does not last. If this doesn't work, I'm not meant to have anything in this basket. I might have to use it for something else other than plants. Okay, I think now there's a gap down there. Chain of hearts would look nice, but if I can get the Hoya going and have that going around and flowing down, that'll look really pretty when that's in flower. Okay, that's it. Now, let's take a photo of everything in. Now, I haven't completely topped up the one at the back because I've got to see how the Hoya cutting goes before I can put it in there, or should I just put it in, cover it with soil and hope that that will help it grow. That's better. Now I can see better. I'm dripping. So all this needs now is a good soaking. Give it all the water and make sure that I water it every morning, because like I said, the sun will come up and hit this, and that heat won't be too bad now for a while because we're going into autumn. So we're not going to be getting the really hot 30-degree mornings, and the sun's coming up later. When it comes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's already beating down by 7. It's so hot. So I've got autumn and winter to get it all established, and hopefully then we should be okay to get us through summer. Even spring isn't too bad. So I've got 3 seasons to go to get it established, and fingers crossed it works. So that's it for now. I'll come back out afterwards when it's lit up, when it gets dark, and I'll see if I can figure out something to do with the stand. I might actually tie it to the back of here and see how that goes. That might work, I don't know. Some plotting to do. So I'll see you a bit later on. Oh, I'd like to apologise first for such a long video. I didn't realise it was going to end up nearly 2 hours long. I hope you did stick around. If you did, well done. But the beauty of YouTube is you can watch it for a while and then pause it or come back to it later. Now, I was going to put some photos up for you, but what I might do is, just to cut it short so that you're not going through a whole load of more explanations, I'll just do the puzzle. And then when I've finished, I'll put the photos up that if you want to go and look at them, you can look at them. You can hit pause and look at it, or you can come back later and speed through. Now, there is a little bit of a interesting section within this basket transformation, and it'll be interesting to those of you that that make your own clothes, or a dressmaker, on instructions for making a full circle skirt. So it's only brief, it's not a full-on description, but there's some hints in there that will come in handy if you should ever want to make a full circle skirt around about the 37 minute mark. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll do the quiz, the word puzzles, right now. Okay, so I was going to see, this one was from the fire ban video, How did you go with it? I think Julie thought she had it. Haven't heard from her to say what it was yet. I'm still working out email stuff, so I'll let you know about that. If you want to email me your answer rather than put it up on the video, that's fine. So hope you got that one. And now here's our new one, ready for next week. Okay, see how you go with that one. It's an easy one. I think everybody's seen this one. So see how you go anyway. So I'm going to say thank you for being here. If you've made it to the end, to any new viewers, I don't normally make videos this long, but yeah, sometimes things happen. The project turns out bigger than I expect, and I leave the bloopers in for most of them. I don't take them out, so that does add to the length. So I'm going to say good night. It's gone 9 o'clock in the evening here. It's not actually, it's 9:26 at the moment. And look at that, didn't have to peer down because I haven't got my glasses on. Even with my glasses, I couldn't see. So the cataract surgery was definitely well worth doing. So I'm going to say good night. It's Monday night now. I might even put this up now rather than wait till Wednesday and see if I can pop a small project in later in the week for you. So if you want to have a look at the photos, there's the photo of the labels for the plants, and then there's two night photos of the basket lit up. There's one just in the little area where it is at the window, and then I took one from the street side looking up towards the house. So you can actually just open, look at that, pause it so you can get detail. And I will put the link to the Facebook page where I got the plant pot information from, because I found that really interesting. Now I know when a plant can be put in a sealed pot, like plastic, ceramic, and when it has to be in a breathable terracotta pot. Okay, so I'm going to say good night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.